Hey guys, what's up? My name is Seth from AFilmClan, and today I am going to be creating this image right here that you see um, on the screen right here. This is a little sci-fi bike, sort of hover bike sort of thing that I am creating in a new series that we're going to actually create this in 3D space on Blender. So this image I just drew actually, and so the footage that you're just about to see is actually going to be me drawing that. It's a little crazy for me at first because I do not know how it's going to turn out, and it actually ended up turning out pretty good. Luckily for me, I kind of otherwise would have wasted 40 minutes. Yeah, this is definitely something that's fun if you guys want to go and challenge yourself in creating something like this. But I thought it'd be kind of an interesting sort of a step to show you just the drawing aspect of this, because I know a lot of you people out there are fellow artists and love to create that sort of thing. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and show you that footage, and it'll be sort of the rest of the tutorial. But yeah, let's jump right into it. Hey guys, what's up? So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating a hover bike. Now specifically sort of like a sci-fi design. And so the first step, as you probably are aware of, is getting some good reference image. Whether you use some sort of a motorcycle or something else, or maybe even something else you've drawn. But I feel like this is a necessary step for creating this, so I thought I'd go ahead and start showing you guys what I've done. As you can see right here, I have a motorcycle. It's okay. It's probably the best one that I've done so far. But as you can see, I have a front angle, and then you have a side angle over here. And so what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be creating something very similar to this. Well, I may actually end up using this one, but I definitely want to show you guys how to create this. Now, I do have some reference image of some motorcycles in the background on my desktop right now. So that's going to definitely help out. If those of you guys at home, this might be something that you want to do as well. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to start out with our with the front of our motorcycle, and so I'm just going to draw in some very simple, very easy little shapes to this, because we just want to sort of block out what we want just really quickly. Not paying attention to too much detail. That's something that you're that will definitely get people in trouble at the very beginning. And so I think that'll look okay. We could do sort of like a very simple little design like that. I do want some guns on this thing, so we'll create sort of like a little console system here. Maybe something that kind of goes out to kind of create this sort of triangular angular pattern that is very common in sort of like a sci-fi sort of thing, because it's very an alien thing, they're not very practical looking thing. And then what we're doing is we'll create some sort of a front with some sort of a vent system, so we'll kind of create something like that. Very simple. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I'm just going to keep on drawing. Each and every single design is going to be something very different, but we want to create something kind of cool and unique. So we'll do something kind of like that. Again, not paying attention to too much detail. We can sort of fix it up later on the computer, which I feel like is a good step, definitely, if you want to do something. That looks pretty good so far. We'll create sort of like a thing right here in the center. This is kind of where a tire would be. It actually would probably extend a little bit further out, but I want to create something there because it needs it. Let's do something sort of like that. Then we're going to need some sort of handlebars, because they normally stick out just a hair, kind of like that. And then we'll create sort of just the thing You'll notice when I'm talking that I probably will try to tell you what it is. That's because I'm trying to find an actual meaning to this design, because I want to make sure that everything that I am creating actually has a purpose rather than just creating it because it looks cool. Now there will be a little bit of that, but you know, generally I find if you have something that's a little bit more, you know, creative, you can, or actually has some sort of a meaning behind it, you'll find that it'll probably end up working out a little bit better. So now what we're going to do is we're going to sort of create, I don't know, some sort of a light in here. I don't know what this is just yet. We'll kind of start fleshing this out just a little bit. And then we'll kind of dip into this like right here, because I think that'll look really cool. And then erase this what we have here. And then we'll kind of make some sort of an angular light, make it look scary. Normally what professional artists will do is actually kind of make a face in vehicles. That's something that you'll probably find if you have ever like watched a car and like saw a face in it. That's actually purposefully done. That's because they want to create sort of a simple emotion, and the easiest way to do that is to create a face. As humans, we actually are able to recognize, you know, ourselves, our faces and stuff very, very easily. And so, yeah, that's looking really good so far. This may actually be the one that I'll use. It depends on which one I like. You know, what I recommend is, you know, doing a couple of different ones, grabbing some different, you know, reference images and things like that to create some things. We're going to create sort of like a little dashboard in here on the side of it, because there's normally like a little fuel tank or something in there. What else do we want? We want some sort of a gun. I feel like a good spot for that would be kind of right here, because we want this to kind of be like really like it's ready to attack something if something else attacks it, you know, that sort of thing. Kind of flesh this one out a little bit more, kind of like that. This is actually looking better than I expected. I just kind of jumped in here to do something, you know. It's a little late where I'm at, but I like to try to get stuff done. Let's do that, see how that looks. It looks pretty good. What else? Let's kind of try to create some sort of angular looking things right here. Kind of looks like a helmet right now, or like some sort of floating probe, but it still looks cool. I hope it still looks cool. And create some sort of like light of some sort in here. Kind of like that. I don't know. And then we'll create some sort of like an edge to this thing. It kind of dips off. And we'll create a more defined look to this right here. And just get like a simple little edge in here. If you guys are, you know, having any difficulties, you know, doing stuff like this, or just, you know, have a hard time getting into art, my recommendation is just working kind of slow. Just you know, taking your time. You know, nothing really matters that much. You know, you just have to, you know, just work really slow. And if you don't like it, then that's okay. You know, but you know, if you find yourself getting frustrated, you know, it's not a big deal. You know, you don't have to be, you know, super good. Just, you know, taking your time and making sure you're enjoying it, you know, because that's what art is for. It's for enjoyment, you know. That's why we do things like that, you know. It's meant to be enjoyed. Let's kind of work on right here, and just sort of filling in details right now. Just seeing like, oh, I might want to have like a vent pattern of some sort of kind of right here. That would make it look kind of cool, like it's real fast and ready to do something. But yeah, I'm really liking this design right here. It's having a little bit more meaning, because I have like I said, I have on my monitor, I have a picture of an actual, you know, motorcycle from both the front and the side, you know, side by side, so I can actually reference to see, you know, how they would do it, you know, if it was actually a grounded vehicle. But yeah, definitely just kind of thinking things through, you know, kind of knowing what you want. Very important. I might create something like a, I don't know, some sort of like a thing here, maybe some sort of a nose of some sort. I don't know. It's looking really good. Let's create a bit of an edge to it right here. Erase some of that. You also want to make sure you have a good pencil, or just a, you know, not too sharp of a pencil, but just right amount of pencil. Vehicles of something that I've never really, you know, had an interest in before, until I actually saw this game called Star Citizens. Really cool looking game, and it just kind of like inspired me. I've always liked sort of sci-fi things. That always sort of, you know, really fascinated me. I saw, you know, Star Trek as a kid, and I've actually been rewatching it and stuff, so, you know, it just sort of fascinates me. But this right here is going to be the one that I'm going to have some sort of like a wired mesh of some sort. You know, not spending too much time. But yeah, I think that'll work pretty well for the front of the structure. We can obviously add details a little bit later if we want to. But yeah, I think that'll work really well for what we're doing. The next thing that we're gonna need to do is you need to find something sort of flat, whether it be like an envelope in my situation here, but making sure that we get some nice solid, what I call reference lines, so that you can easily match up across the board, where everything is standing and stuff, so that it's a much easier process for you to go and create your duplicate over here, which is this right here is going to be the side that you're creating your side image of it, which is going to be very helpful when you get into 3D. But this is a part that's definitely gonna be worth, you know, taking your time at doing. Just draw some simple little lines. That way you don't mess up any proportions when it switches over, and it helps a little bit better. Do another one right here. Do another one right here. There's really no number of no limitation on the amount of reference lines that you can create. Just as many as you feel is necessary. There's another one right here. There. And I think that'll do it. So this next part's going to be very difficult. This is where all the life is going to come out of your vehicle, because I mean that looks pretty cool as is right now, but we're going to make sure that we get the front of the vehicle positioned properly, let's see here. We're going to start out with just a simple shape. We want to make sure that we get everything on there. So we're going to create just a very simple little kind of curve. You notice I'm going really soft right here. This is kind of important that you do that and get it kind of to right here. Then in the vessel, let's see here. It's gonna start curving down. I'm just creating a very simple shape, kind of like that. And then we're going to sort of get the edge of this right here, and it's definitely going to curve back into the front of it. I'm going to make sure that we get this just right. This is definitely going to be where you want to spend a lot of time, because you might be able to create that really easily, but this next part is going to be very difficult. Definitely. So I'm just doing some really light strokes here, so I can see, sort of the shape that I'm creating. And if I don't like it, I can always, either erase it, make some more designs. I think we're getting really close to the edge of the paper. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I probably shouldn't have put him right there. That's okay though. We can fix it. If it's not how we want it to look, that's okay. We can, we can kind of tweak it. Okay, so it's gonna have something like that. I'm mostly using a lot of reference design from the other images of the other motorcycles, because I feel like they work. But this is going to be a little bit more of a heavier design than that. So yeah, let's see here. Put that kind of like that. This is going to be our console system. It's a slightly different process because the speeds that these things are both traveling at are going to be drastically different. Okay, so then this is going to have, I feel like it should have sort of like, it kind of curves down. I don't know, this is going to be very difficult. I might go into a time lapse right about here to see if this actually works. Kind of like that maybe. Oh gosh. I have no idea what I want to do right here. This is where it gets difficult. Oh no. I don't know if I like that. That's hard. And then kind of goes sort of like, it's a completely different design than what I was thinking. That doesn't need to be like that. That can be forward a bit more, kind of right here, and then this can be like that, just like that. Let's try that. I'm already liking it better. I'm already liking it better. I want this to be a bit more across the entire ship, or a speeder thing. I want this to look very aggressive, but functional at the same time. This could be, because this right here I think should be either very close. Let's kind of put it like that, and then we'll put, it begins right here. this right here. Gotta look at our reference. Gotta look at our references. This right here goes down to right here. So I want this to be very, very, very close to it, like that. Oops. I think I decided it being up here is where I wanted it to be. I don't know though. I don't know. It's way too high actually if I look at it right. This is where it gets hard, like I said. Very, very difficult. Because there's a lot of cool designs you can make right here, and you know, sometimes you're not happy with it. Let's kind of race it up just a bit, make it very clean. Backhand. Don't want to make it blend in because your hands get all sweaty. Like that maybe. And then right here is our little nose in between these two. And here's the glass that goes all the way up like that. And then you have these bugger things that kind of come out like this. And just stop just shy of that. And then they go in just a little under it. I know I've stopped talking. I think that's working. This is a hard process. It's definitely one of those things that just take time and there's nothing you can really do about it. But I'm trying as hard as I can to go as quickly as I can without actually messing anything up, because that's something I don't want to do. I don't want to mess up. I don't like it. I don't like the idea of messing up for you guys. That'll work. And then we're going to have our handles and the console system for it kind of start here. I'm doing a little bit of watching up at the top. It's gonna kind of, oh gosh, that's not it at all. It needs to start a little bit lower. Kind of go right here. This is of course just reference images. When we get into Blender, actually, things are going to be a little bit different. So this will just be a very, very simple system, you know, used to just sort of give us the ideas necessary for making this thing work. Let's try that. It's still not necessarily as aggressive as I want it to be. Maybe something like that. Sorry. something like that. Just for the purposes of design, I think this will be a good idea. I'm starting to draw really hard. This is what happens when you draw too hard on things. It just doesn't end up looking right. And then we want to make our main propulsion system, which is going to be fairly simple. Just to kind of like that. Very simple jet. Very simple jet system. I'm just trying to fill in as many details as I can and get this design working, because it's very difficult to see, you know, exactly how this thing should go. And gosh, I don't know how I want this to look. Do another engine here. Make it sort of a fast one by doing like this little curvity curve thing for it. Having that fin there looks really cool. I like that. And it goes in like that. What we'll do is we'll kind of create this very simple but very efficient looking, like sort of like, it's almost like a an exhaust vent sort of a thing, kind of within this little thing like that. See how that looks. I mean, it's getting better. Definitely getting better, you know. Ooh, I like that. Oh gosh, yes, that looks beautiful now. Very triangular, very, you know, that's the way I like my ships. Very triangular. Sort of a design there. I don't know about that one though. definitely like that look. Definitely like that look. It's getting pretty. It's getting pretty. Yeah, but you know, as you saw before, it just was a very simple, you know, design at first. You know, very, very simple. I actually hated it before I started, but then, you know, as you sort of progress, you know, you begin to fall in love with it, and that's sort of, you know, what I want to get across, sort of like right now. Just work really, really, you know, hard and not really give up, and sooner or later you'll learn to love your artwork, and you know, just have fun. I mean, it may not turn out that well, but you know, you'll find that, oh, it gets better. So giving up, you know, you won't have the satisfaction of, you know, finding out if it actually could have worked or not. I don't know what I'm doing up here, but hopefully it works really, really well. Kind of create this sort of lip right here. Maybe some sort of like a thing like that. That's cool. It's like a little shark tooth. I'm gonna call that my shark tooth. And I think like it's kind of like a fin that extends on the other side as well. So I want that to be kind of like that. Definitely like that design right there. But it's, you know, just having good references, you know, and making sure that everything looks really, really cool. You'll find that things will begin to start making sense very quickly. What you thought of being, you know, cool, you can always come back to and, you know, make it sort of more realistic with the right designs. That looks really cool. Wow. That looks cool. I'm liking this so far. And we'll work on like that. I'm liking this so far. Wow. That's cool. I like that. Let's make that a little bit more indented. And this is sort of like the triangular thing with that right there. And then like that. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Looking good in the neighborhood for shizzles. I like that. It kind of looks almost like what's one of those birds with like the little feather things? It kind of looks like that. But not really. It's really fascinating. Wow, this is cool. Let's create some sort of like cap thing around this. I don't know. Like that. That looks really nice. and then we'll create some sort of, I don't know, thing like that. It sort of extends out like that. Looking good. Looking good. Alright. Think we're almost done. What I could do here, I don't want to mess it up. Don't want to mess it up. Just sort of create just a little bit of a thing here. And then kind of do something like this. Ooh, yeah, I like that. I like that idea. Gives it a little bit more depth, for sure. Let's thick this line up a little bit right here. I like that. I like that. Alright, that looks looks a lot better than I expected it to be. I don't know if I like this little thing here. I probably will just erase it because I don't know, I didn't like it. It's sort of my first feature that I erased, I guess. I mean, it looked cool, I guess, but it just wasn't the design I was looking for at that moment. So, oh no, it's getting too much like that. Anyway, so that is my finished product right here. So that would be completing the first part of you know, getting everything set up, which is just creating your reference image. You can, whether or not you actually, you know, create one or not, I think it's useful just to know, you know, what's going into the process of actually creating this right here. You know, as you saw, you know, when I was creating this, I started hating this image right here, this side, and ended up being fairly satisfied with it. And that's just something that you'll run across with if you ever, you know, pick up a pencil and start doing this sort of thing. So yeah, that'll be that. I'm going to take a picture of this and put it into the computer, and we can start editing it that way and making sure everything sort of syncs up. And yeah, we'll move on from there.